So today we're going to look at the seated spinal twist, or Ardha Matsyendrasana, half Lord of the Fishes pose. Basic spinal twist. Start off by bringing the left heel close to the hip, making sure that you still have both seat bones on the floor. The right foot comes to the outside of the left knee. You inhale the left arm up. Exhale, taking the elbow to the outside of the right knee, the hand to the outside of the right hip, and turning the body into the pose. The right hand comes behind the body, lightly onto the floor. I'll show you from the side on the other side. You should be able to lift the hand off the floor without coming out of the pose. You don't want to be leaning into the hand. That will take away the benefits of the pose. And you just want to breathe into the pose. Just turn the head as far as is comfortable. As soon as you start to feel tension in the neck, stop taking the head around. There shouldn't be any tension in the neck whatsoever. Hold for anywhere from 5 breaths up to 2 minutes. And then when you're ready, inhale back to centre, releasing the arm, releasing the legs. So coming into it, showing you from the side. The right foot comes to the outside of the left hip. The left foot is on the outside of the right knee. Inhale the right arm up. Exhale, bringing the arm to the outside of that left leg. You're pushing the arm into the leg and pushing the leg into the arm to really get that spine nice and straight. And then you're taking this arm behind you and just gently relaxing it onto the floor as you twist into the pose. Benefits of this is it stretches the hip flexors, especially on this bent leg. Energizes the spine, wrings out any tension in the spine, stimulates the digestive tract and also the nervous system. It's just very good for working out any kinks that have developed in the spine either overnight or throughout the day. And again, holding from anywhere from 5 breaths up to 2 minutes. And then exhaling to come back to centre. And that's the basic seated spinal twist. If you are struggling to have your legs in this position, the alternative is that you can start off with your legs out straight. Then you can take the right or the left leg over to the side. And then it's the same twist, but the bottom leg remains straight. If you're doing this, you need to make sure that this leg stays engaged so the foot remains flexed at all times. And again, you want to make sure that you're not leaning into this backhand. That's just there for support and to help you twist round further. If you lean into it, you lose the spinal benefits of the pose, and it also releases some of that stretch in the outside of that hip. Another option is to bind the pose. So you would only bind the pose if you're comfortable in the spinal twist to start with. So I'm going to turn around so that you can see what the bind involves. So you start off as standard, inhaling the arm up, exhale, coming into that twist. Then you take the hand through the gap in the legs and you bring the other hand and you're binding the pose because your hands are holding each other. and that helps you to move into the twist. This makes the twist more intense, and so you shouldn't try to do it when you're just beginning learning the twist. If you have got the hold, you need to exhale to release the grip first, coming back into the standard pose before unravelling out of the pose. Another alternative for the twist, again, I'll turn around. Once you are comfortable and you've got a little bit more hip flexibility, you can pull this heel right back so that it's really close to this hip, and then as you twist round into it, you can grasp the heel with this hand. This takes a lot of flexibility in the outer hip to be able to actually reach that foot. Again, releasing before you come out of the pose. Always making sure that you've got support on the leg when you unravel it. The full twist, or so Ardha stands for half, so it's Ardha Matsyendrasana, half Lord of the Fishes. The full twist isn't called Matsyendrasana, it's just an extension to the twist that you're doing, but it involves having this foot that's usually on the bent leg instead is in Ardha Padmasana, so it's placed on the top of the hip as though you're coming into the half lotus pose, and then you're twisting round and taking hold of the feet in the twist. This one doesn't stretch the outside of the hip quite as much, however it does twist the spine more in this midsection, also opens the shoulders a little more, and it increases the flexibility of the ankle joints. Releasing that, taking hold of the foot and releasing the foot. The other option for this is to have the non-bent leg in Padmasana, but this really does require quite a bit of flexibility in both the knee and the ankle. So the other one is to have the knees on top of each other, so start off exactly the same. The bottom foot comes next to the hip, and then the top foot also comes next to the hip, and the aim is to get the knees directly on top of each other. This one works both hips this time, so you're still going to twist the same way, so you're still twisting towards the top leg, but the stretch is in a slightly different position on the opposite hip. If you can, you should try and grasp the feet. If not, just take your hand to the outside of the hip. In this one, you don't want to try resting the hand behind you, because that will encourage you to lean. Then inhaling to come back to centre, and again manually untwisting the legs. hopefully you found a variation of the twist that's suitable for you, your level of practice, your level of flexibility, and hopefully this little yoga bite will allow you to move between the poses depending on what you're wanting to get out of your spinal twist. If you're doing it first thing in the morning, you've got a nice easy option while your body warms up. You might start off with that easy option, and then as you're winding down the practice you might come to one of those slightly more advanced options once the body's warmed up. You might have the twists in the end of your practice, and depending on what your practice is, you might put the twist in just to see how much the body has been worked and what extent you can get into the twist. That's completely up to you. I just hope that you found some way to expand on your own practice. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.